Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again to our political discussion. And today we want to discuss why Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is actually discussed and many people actually brings up in the mix of politics we are experiencing currently. And many people blame Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta for the current situation of political hardship we are in. Why do you think this is like so? So that is actually what I want us to discuss about. But before we dive deeper to discuss why Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has been always been brought in and has always been blamed for the crisis of the hardship we are in. I could request you kindly to take a minute or two and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video thumbs up. Share the video to your friends. And if your friends are lovers of politics, then request them to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And now let us go back to the discussion of the day. Why do you think Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is being blamed for the economical crisis we are experiencing currently? That is the big question we must ask ourselves. And I think one of the things which is making Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to be mentioned now and again in the crisis we are facing, it is because he is involving himself in active politics as a retired president. And when you involve yourself in politics and you have retired from the political arena as a former president of the republic, then you must actually expect to be passed on, to be brought into the political madness we are experiencing. Because Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is actually within the Azimio fraternity. From the time he retired as the head of state, he has always involved himself in active politics. And in some point, it is being said that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has been funding the Azimio side during the time when we were experiencing mass action across the nation. And therefore, that makes him to be the center of the political madness we are experiencing currently. That is the first thing, that being in active politics, then definitely he will be blamed for the economical crisis we are experiencing. The second thing is that he is the former president, and being the former president, and he was in good terms with his deputy, that means William Samoei Ruto, because during the time of election, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was a man who actually went to the side of opposition and to say that Kenyans should vote for Raila Amolo Odinga because he thought that is the person who was fit to lead this nation. And because of that, the side of Kenya Kwanza had everything to blame him for, because he had moved from their side and he had gone to the side of opposition. And because of that act, by itself. It means now Raila Amolo Odinga actually brought himself to the mess we are experiencing. And that's why the side of Kenya Kwanza, they always blame him for the badness of the high cost of living we are experiencing. And in the other hand, the current government blames Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta because at a time when he was the president of the Republic of Kenya, he had put subsidy in actually in everything. And because of that, all the money and the resources of the government were used up. And that's why you hear Rigathi Gachagua always telling the nation that they entered into the government which had nothing, but which had attracted a lot of debts internally and externally. So it was also during the time of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta that Kenya attracted a lot of debts from IMF and World Bank because currently Kenya owes World Bank and IMF around 9 trillion. And that has actually put a lot of burden to the current government because that debt must be paid. There is no shortcut to that because if you don't pay that, Kenya will get a bad name. And no president will accept that happen when he is on power. And because of that, that is why Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is actually being blamed for the high cost of living we are experiencing currently. So, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta involving himself in active politics will always bring him to be bashed because of the high cost of living. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, since he is the former president, that also attracts him to be blamed for the current situation we live in. And thirdly, because it was the time of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta that Kenya debt to the World Bank and IMF reached maximum around 9 trillion. And fourthly, it was Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta who had put subsidy in consumption. And because of that, the capital in the government got used. And that means as William Samoei Ruto was entering to the government, he got that nothing was in the treasury. My fellow listeners, why do you think Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is being claimed for the current situation we live in? Please drop your comment in the comment section below. And if this is your first time to come into this YouTube channel, I request you kindly to take a minute or two and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video thumbs up. Share the video to your friends. And if your friends are lovers of politics, then request them to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And with that, I say thank you and may God bless you abundantly.